Hello, I am live, and I just want to say thank you for viewing this, first of all. Thank you very, very, very much. Now, I am going to talk about MMA. Why? Because I want to. Okay? I like MMA, and I like to talk about it. So let's go first things into first, shall we? And that is DC versus Miocic. That's right. Sorry. Yeah, DC versus Miocic. Now this we have DC versus Miocic part 3 now, which is great. I didn't actually think that this actually would happen, but now we have it. It's official. Saturday, August the 15th. It's official. Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. Stipe, he won that fight, and hands down to him in terms of showing great heart in the second fight, and then he took it to the body where Daniel Cormier is weak because, let's be honest, he got hit by this shot and by a kick from Anderson Silva, and he winced at that particular point, I remember. Then he took Anderson Silva's down, remember, during that fight, simply because he got hit in the body, liver shot, I think it was. And the same situation happened here, where Daniel Cormier basically, if you hit it to the body, it's gonna do him some damage. Not only that, but you've got the head kick knockouts as well from the head kick knockout from John Jones. So in that regard, I mean, he only has 2 losses. One which is, well, what? One no contest? He has 2 losses, 3 losses now, really. So I know he's showing us he's got 2 losses. He lost to John Jones twice. First time he lost by points. I think what it was, he emotionally got invested in that too much, and then he lost it. In the second fight as well, he did the same thing. He got emotionally invested in it, and for the second time, this time I think he's using a more mature approach. If you actually watch him now, or not listen to him in his commentary now, he is more happy being in his own skin. He's not trying to be somebody else. Even if you listen to him with Ariel Helwani, he's been more of himself. He is not caring what anybody thinks, and that, I feel as though, is going to make the difference, because he knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses. He's even said, he's not going to get the body shot again this time, and he's not going to play games with him, because that's what he did. He didn't when Stipe in the second fight was, he got injured in his eye. I guess, it worked out to Stipe's benefit, because quite frankly, he did get poked in the eye, and he showed a lot of heart. But if Cormier, if he didn't mess about and if he tried to finish him with a clean shot, he could have finished the fight. Or even if he didn't, even if he tried to go back to his wrestling, you know what I mean? I think that's what he's going to do this fight. He's going to try to mix it up like GSP. So whenever he gets in range, this is a problem which I have with Stipe Miocic. I think, he showed some good he showed some good distance fighting in the second fight, and he caught him with a body shot. He's a great fighter. He can do it. But I think this time DC is going to win, because he's going to use more of a, he said himself, he's looking more in shape now. He was getting ready. I mean, look, if you watch him on Ariel and DC, the actual podcast, then you actually notice that they're both actually physically, Daniel Cormier is more in shape, and they've signed the deal for August, which is what? We're in June now, so June, July, August, and it's August the 15th. Yeah, so you got 2 months exactly, almost 2 months and a little bit, about 5 days, so 3 days. So for that, I would say Daniel Cormier is going to win this. I think he's got an easy chance. He's faster. He's faster. He's a light heavyweight fighter. He's faster than Miocic. He can close a distance. That's a great thing about Cormier. But he's going to have to listen to his, corner, and I think he's gonna put it all out there. And the great thing about this is there is no emotional attachment, in terms of like, oh, I can't lose to this guy or whatever it is. I think that's the thing. I think they both guys are gonna put it all out there. I think Stipe is a great guy. I think the eye injury it's an eye injury. You know what I mean? We're talking vision here. So I mean, he's good. It's good that he's taken time off. It's been over a year since their last fight. Over a year, and it's good that he's taken his time off. Your eye is nothing to mess around with. So I'm happy that Stipe has taken his time off, and there are going to be no excuses from either person, I think. And I think totally in general, if Stipe can keep a distant, then he will win. But I don't think he will, because he likes to work on his boxing, and I think that's where his problem lied. If you look at what's John Jones, he just kept his kickboxing at range, and that was the key. He kept his striking. He had his reach advantage, and he used that effectively. And he just kept him at bay, distance, majority of the time. Leg kick, front leg kick, just to kind of keep him at bay. And then, boom, straight left to the head, I think it was. So Stipe is not good at that. That's the thing. He likes to mix it, and I think that's where he's going to go wrong, unless that's if DC doesn't land it clean. Because if you notice in the first knockout that he did, it was a straight shot that actually did the damage. He was in the range. I don't know what Stipe was thinking, but he was in range for getting KO'd. And come on, man, these are heavyweights. So, and look, let's be honest, DC's power translated when he went to heavyweight, and you could clearly see. So it's good. These guys are going to fight. Unfortunately, I think DC is going to win that fight. Well, not unfortunately. May the best man win. But I think DC is going to win it, because he's going to basically focus, make sure his abs are secure. They're not problematic. He's going to work on defense of that. I think in terms of taking body shots, etc. He's going to try to take the guy down when that particular thing when it happens. And I think that will be a good, way to move forward. Now, Khabib as well. Apparently, it's set at UFC 253 September. Khabib will be fighting Justin Gaethje in Abu Dhabi in UFC 253 in September the 19th. So Khabib is on track. I think he's going to end up going to, God bless him and his family, in terms of, Khabib's dad. I think, he can, his eyes are opened, and I think he is getting better and he's recovering. So in that regard, I think it's good. And I think mentally, he said he's training twice a day or something along the line of that. And I think he's getting ready perfectly for Abu Dhabi. I think he's been to Abu Dhabi once before, so he's going to be baking even in September time. It's going to be baking, in Abu Dhabi. So he's going to acclimatize perfectly for that. The only thing that I will say is Justin Gaethje said it himself in the interview with Joe Rogan, that he's going to go for the calf kick, and I'm going to hit him a few times, and then basically he's going to mess it up. So I think Khabib's got to be clever, and I think his training partners have got to be clever. They know what Gaethje is going to plan to do. He hasn't got a perfect chin. He almost got knocked out by Tony Ferguson in the second round. So, he can get KO'd. So I think Khabib's game plan has got to be, forget striking, go straight for the takedown. but apparently he knows. Gaethje knows he's going to go and try to move in towards the fence, etc. So I'm not sure exactly what Khabib's game plan is going to be, but I think being a dominant wrestler that he is, I think he's going to work it very, very well. Yeah, I think he's going to work it very, very well. This is a bit of a risky match, but if Khabib starts to strike with him, I don't know what is going to be the key. Khabib, he's just going to have to take him down, man. I think maybe he needs to initiate. He's fast. That's the thing with Khabib. Khabib is fast guy. You know, he even landed lots of shots to Conor, even in the third round. I'm not very happy regarding that match, because that was, to be honest with you, Conor cheated quite a bit when Khabib took him down. He started to speak to Dana, and then he kneed him from the bottom, full knee. Conor did, and he didn't complain. What's his name? Khabib at that time. I think he kind of did it to the ref, but he didn't, like try to stop the fight or go, oh, illegal or some illegal blow. Oh, you know what I mean? He didn't try to do that. So Khabib, I don't blame him to get angry at that, but even then he was, game plan orientated, and in the third round he didn't land lots and lots of blows. I think he did a great job, and I think it's the same thing. But I think Khabib can win this, hands down. It's going to be difficult, but he's going to have to mix it a bit. Khabib is going to have to mix it. I'm kind of torn in terms of what's going to happen as such, but I think Gaethje has got a bit of a better game plan, maybe, in terms of the leg kicks as such. He's going to try to go for the leg kicks first, but I think if Khabib tries to get on top of him from the start, then but if he tries to get him, on the game plan for a start, then I think Gaethje's got it. Unfortunately, I think if he's got the strike advantage straight away. So, but then again, Conor did as well. But the thing is, with Conor, he didn't have the takedown defense, whereas Gaethje, he has. So, what is going to be the key? I'm not sure. I think he's going to have to feint him quite a bit, Khabib. It's going to be a good fight. Either way, it's 50-50. I just hope Khabib's mind is bang on, really. But you've got to be ready for the strikes, man. And your hands have got to be up. This is not an easy fight. That is for sure. I'm still torn right now, so I'm still 50-50. But if I had to pick, I would obviously go Khabib, because quite frankly, he's not lost one fight. And his wrestling, come on, he took down, what's his name? Ally Quinter at will. He did. I mean, he only got tired on the third round, then he has a bit of a lull. He wants a bit of a break in the third round and then start to strike. So I've still got to give it to Khabib simply because of that reason, but whatever. No, oh, okay. Now, here is the thing now. Now, in my last video, I said that, Conor McGregor's scared of Tony Ferguson, and I still stand by that. I do say that. Now, Dana White is basically going out on everybody and on all, MMA media saying that, what, you guys have taken everything out of context, man. You guys are all crazy, man. What are you guys doing? This is just crazy. Sorry about the lighting. I'm just seeing this now, but yeah. You guys are all crazy, man. This is just not good. all MMA media, they misinterpreted what I said. I said he basically said I'm not a replacement fighter. He's not. Conor said I'm not a replacement fighter. Well, yeah, well, that's turning down a fight, isn't it? Bottom line is that turning down a fight or not? If you're saying basically, okay, wait a minute, these two are the title contenders. Tony Ferguson deserved the title shot against Khabib, 110%, right? And you're saying, okay, Connor's prior to that is saying basically, I don't think this fight's gonna happen. I don't think this fight's gonna happen. I can't do a good, Irish accent. It's more of a Scottish one right now, but I can't do a good, Irish accent. But he said, what did he say? He said, I think this fight is gonna think it's not gonna go through, and I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna keep. You gotta stay ready to get ready. Whatever it is, the slogan, you stay ready so you won't have to be ready or something like that. It's a good slogan, man. You know what I mean? I give Conor a lot of credit for what he's done. He's he achieved a lot of stuff, man, in the UFC, and you got to give him credit where credit's due. But you did not want to fight. You did not want to be a replacement fighter for that particular fight, Tony versus Khabib. You didn't want to be a replacement fighter, man. Say what you want. You turned it down. And then Evan Dennis said, you know what? We didn't even speak to him when the fight didn't take place on April 18th or whatever. We didn't even speak to him. Why didn't you speak to him? Because he didn't want the fight. If Conor wanted the fight, he would have gone, yeah, I'll take the fight. I'll take the fight. I'll take the fight. Come on. And then he would have gone, yeah, go for it straight away. But he didn't. So, regardless of the situation, Conor could have easily stepped in. Conor could have easily had the fight. But to go on and blast all MMA media for basically saying that, oh, wait a minute, you guys are misconstruing what I'm saying. You said what it is you said, right? It's Conor. I don't know why you're so scared of Conor. I guess he's your son, so to speak, type of a thing. You pushed him quite a bit, and I'll be honest. At certain points, you've done disservice to a lot of the UFC fighters because, quite frankly, even at one point, Jose Aldo wanted to fight Pettis in a super fight. You didn't allow that to happen, but you allowed Conor to have his, 2-weight championship fights. You didn't allow a lot of things what a lot of the other fighters wanted, but you allowed other people to do it because you actually liked Conor McGregor and you wanted to push him forward. And I don't know why. There's some favoritism there is, without a doubt. And if that's not the case as well, what happened to the Paul Malignaggi fight? The sparring match. You know what I mean? It's all going to come out there. Oh, the truth will be out there. You know what I mean? He beat, Paul Malignaggi in a boxing match. He knocked him down. It's still not out. It's like a conspiracy video, like 9/11 happened. You're basically, Tower 7. He just fell on his own. Oh, really? How did it just fall on his own? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's the same thing with this. Paul Malignaggi. Did he not get knocked down? Oh, let's forget about that. Let's move on. What happened to the video? Why can't you put it out there? Because you don't want to. You don't want to push that narrative, right? Because you have this relationship with Conor McGregor, and good for you. But to say that basically that he didn't turn the fight down, that's a lie, man. You just said it yourself. He didn't want to be a replacement fighter. So what is he going to do then? You know what I mean? If that is turning down a fight, I don't understand. And then to have the audacity, personally, to go on about Jorge Masvidal. Oh, you know what? He's very much like the Diaz brothers. That, man, doesn't sit well with me, man. I don't like that. The way he said it, he beats to the sound of his own drum, and when he wants to do something, he does it. It's not very surprising at all. Look at how many fights Nate Diaz has had in the last 3 to 4 years or whatever. Not many whatsoever. Why? Because he's not getting paid a huge amount of money. That's the reality, right? When he wants the big fight, they're not willing to give him it. I don't know what reason. They don't want to give him control. He can bring a lot of people, draw a lot of people into it, but they don't want to give it him. And I think that's the same thing scenario they're trying to do, push with, Jorge Masvidal, Jorge Masvidal. They're trying to make out that, he's not very, he's not very in tune with what people want. But the reality is you don't really want to pay him what he's due. You don't want to give him he's got the star power. You can pay him. Get him some big fight. Get him, do the second fight, Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz 2. Do it. That will draw a crap load, but you don't want to do that because it's going to give a lot of control to Jorge Masvidal for leveraging power, and you don't want that. That's the reality. And you know what? It's good that Jorge Masvidal is going out there and he's telling everybody, you know what? Don't go and don't buy the pay-per-view 251, and it's not good. Look, he's got a few years of his career left. Help him. He said it himself. He's got a few years of his career. He's going to make his money now, and you've got to do it. You know what I mean? Go and do it, and do it well. I mean, the only other suggestion what I would say is, okay, fine, don't pay him the full amount now. Maybe pay him in installments. But they don't want that. They want guys who will take fights. Gilbert Burns, like for example, he wants to be active. He's happy with that. You know why he wants to be? He's happy with people being active because they're not getting paid a whole load of money, and it helps his business grow. Until they reach to Jorge Masvidal level, then they're requiring a lot more money, and then that's the problem. What is lying, and I think I just think it's wrong, man. I really think it's wrong. They don't want you push guys like Conor to the next level, but you don't push when it comes to guys like Jorge Masvidal moving to the next level. You don't want to pay him. To be honest, I really don't know. I think this whole concept of, well, he's very much like the Diaz brothers. You're basically trying to blackball them, because that's what the Diaz brothers are supposedly like. They're blackballed, that they are not very cooperative, and I don't think that's the case. I think they want to get paid for what they're worth, and UFC are not willing to do that. And they can definitely get the fights, the exciting fights. Do they want to do it? No, they don't want to do it. I just think that's wrong. Okay, I'm going off on one now. So, okay, so let's go talk about a few of the other other matches which are going on now. ESPN 10, UFC on ESPN 10 is going on tonight. Jessica Eye versus Calvillo. Jessica Eye missed weight, man. I'm only interested in that particular fight. I don't really care in any of the other fights, so I won't talk about it. But look, if you just look at the weigh-in, she was not happy. I mean,
your main event of the evening, Jessica Eye.
Just listen to her.
126 and a quarter.
I think she said, I can't walk, or something along the line of that. Yeah, I'm done, guys. I don't think I can stand. She said that after stepping off the scale. So I think we're going to have a victory without a shadow of a doubt, with Jessica Eye losing the fight. Calvillo, she's got the persona of like Diaz type of thing, but she hasn't got the ability to finish people. I mean, she's got the jiu-jitsu, but she hasn't got the level of her ability is not on par, and I don't mean that in any disrespect. I hope she can, she can do it. She can definitely do some damage. I mean, she can definitely beat a lot of the other fighters and stuff like that. But is she going to be an extraordinary fighter? I really don't know, and I don't think so. So the rest of the card, to be honest with you, I'm not really interested because a couple of guys are missed. Rayborg as well. He's scratched. He's out. I think due to someone, not due to one of his family members not, being ill or whatever it is. And I'm not really interested in, unfortunately. I'm sure they're going to be great fights. So if you feel like watching, go ahead. I may watch it as well. But who knows? Yeah. So again, like I said, Jorge Masvidal, he's not stopping, and I don't blame him. I'm not going to repeat it, and I think he should continue at this pace in terms of like, yeah, keep on going on it, and complain, or maybe even go to Ali Abdulaziz like George St. Pierre did. When George St. Pierre, what did he do? He made his own union for one day, and then he finished. And then the next day, I have got a union, and I am going to destroy the rest of the UFC. We want to get paid, and this union is going to do everything possible to get everybody get paid properly. The next day, there is no union. They didn't even talk about it afterwards. What happened to that, man? Okay, yeah. So okay, yeah. Apparently there are more cards as well. June 20th on Fight Nights. They've got Curtis Blades, the main June 20th, Curtis Blades versus Alexander Volkov. That will be a decent match, I think, with Curtis Blades. It's for himself, wrestling is going to be his key, but is he going to be able to stand with Volkov? I think that's. Oh, is it cancelled? Oh, it's cancelled now. Okay, fair enough. It's cancelled apparently. So whatever. Yeah. Besides that, I don't. I mean, the only card which I'm really interested in is on June the 27th. That's an interesting one. Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker in his fight against Paul Felder. He didn't show the ability where he can go to the next level, in my opinion. I didn't see it. I didn't see where he's got the ability, but I think after a few rounds, I think it was in that fight, he gave it away. I think his combos have got to improve. He hasn't got the knockout, but then again, Paul Felder is one tough SO. He's just one tough guy, man. He can't knock that guy out. But I think that's where maybe he tried to go wrong. He tried to do it wrong. He tried to knock him out, and then got tired towards the, in the fight. The fight could have gone either way. To be honest, it was a good fight, and but the challenge that he has is Dustin Poirier. I think this is going to go full 5 rounds, and I think Dustin Poirier could win this, without a doubt. I think Dustin Poirier, his only real losses are to like McGregor and Khabib, and Booker's not got the ability to go to the next level. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that extra gear. Maybe in his striking, we're going to see it's going to be a good striking battle. It's going to be highly technical, and I think that's where it's going to lie. But so whoever can win that fight, I think Dustin Poirier is going to win it simply because he has the wrestling advantage as well, and I think he can go to the move to the next level. Mike Perry versus Mickey Gall. That's just going to be a crazy match. That could go either way. It is dependent on whose mindset is where. Mickey Gall, great in his jiu-jitsu. I think Mike Perry could win this. I really do think Mike Perry can win this. I don't know who he said he's not. He said he's training with his. He said he's training with his girlfriend. Man, the guy is funny. He's a hilarious guy. I gotta give him credit in terms of entertainment value, man. But yeah, I would say Mike Perry simply because he's I would say wrestling wise he's more better. Striking wise he's a lot better. Mickey, he's not got that level of wrestling. I think that's where his problem lies. My perspective. Yeah. So that's the only card which is interesting for me. Yeah. These fights were only interesting for me. So yeah, well, there's one more fight I wanted to go on about. Well, two. Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo. I think Jose Aldo is going to win, personally. I mean, the fight against Petr Yan, the fight against Uriah Faber he didn't do a great job. It wasn't extraordinary. I didn't see anything extraordinary. And some of his training partners as well have said that, Jose Aldo did better against Petr Yan when they were training. But again, when it's training, you're learning. Sometimes you give up your back, etc., just to kind of test a move out. You know what I mean? See if you can actually do a particular, a sweep or something like that, or you give up positions. Etc. Training is training. So, but I think Jose is going to win the fight. I mean, he beat Marlon Moraes in my opinion, and I think that was a key. It was a good fight versus Moraes. And I think he's going to win it, regardless of what everybody's saying. I think he's going to win it. And then the last thing, Alexander Gustafsson. What the heck is he doing, man? He's going up to heavyweight. Oh my gosh, he's like, seriously, I don't know what he's actually thinking at all. I don't know if he knows mind-wise what's appropriate. Where are his training partners at? I think he needs to go to another gym, because if he can't see this is a problem. I think it's a perfect fight for him against Fabricio Verdum, because Verdum, in his last fight, he was all over the place. It was like, a lackluster performance. He was out of shape. He wasn't there. And with Gustafsson, I think that's an okay fight, but I think the power disadvantage is going to be huge, man, because he hasn't got one punch knockout ability. Sure, he did knock out Jimmy Manuwa with a knee, and that was a good shot, but he landed it clean. But dude, he's got knocked out before. He's got knocked out by Jones. He's got knocked out by Anthony Johnson, but Johnson can really bang it. Really, really, really bang it. But look, the last fight that he had, he was winning the fight. Go watch it against Who did he fight last? Alexander Gustafsson. He retired prematurely. He fought, and I think he was upset, and he was like, "I'm retiring." Dude, your jiu-jitsu's not up to par. That's what it was. You got taken down, and then you just basically decided to retire, and you got subbed out. That's what it was. Anthony Smith, yeah. You got taken down to the floor, and you got subbed out at the end of round 3. It was. That's what it was. How throughout that first round, throughout the fight, throughout the fight, you were winning, and then you in one swoop scenario, you got taken down, and you lost the fight. And due to that, you were upset, and then you decided to retire. To be honest with you, I think Gustafsson, I think you haven't evolved with the game. I think that's what has been the key. You could have. I think you just still have the same, boxing style. Simple 1-2, 1-2, double jab, throw a kick here and there. But I did not. You were winning the fight against Anthony Smith, and then you got taken down. That's all it was. You were beating him. What it took, you need to go back to light heavyweight, change camps, go to Greg Jackson's or something like that. Well, you can't go to Jackson's, but because Jones is there. But go to another camp and just do it, man. Do it. But don't go to stick at heavyweight, because you've got knocked out many times at light heavyweight. And I think even with Jones as well, you got knocked out by him. So, and if you get taken down by a heavyweight, and if they sit on you and just start pounding away, you're going to lose. So, dude, no. Okay, well, that's it from me. Thank you for viewing this. Sorry about my lighting. It's a bit awful, I know, but I'll try to resolve it somehow. Anyway, thank you for viewing this. Have a great day. Peace out, everybody. Whatever you're doing, please like, subscribe, share, etc. Bye.